understanding, and let thy word be the same. In other words, don't change. I got a quick precept. It says, Ecclesiasticus 11:20. Be steadfast in thy covenant, and conversant therein, and wax old in thy work.
Read that again.
It says, be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work.
Now, where's this one here? No, you got that one. I want you to get, hold up, brother. So make sure you got the right one. Oh, no, I'll find it in a minute.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 16. The point is in verse 25, but I'll start at verse 23. He that wanteth understanding will think upon vain things, and a foolish man erring imagineth follies. My son, hearken unto me and learn knowledge, and mark my words with thy heart. I will show forth doctrine in weight, and declare his knowledge exactly.
But you had your finger on it. This is Ecclesiasticus 6, verse 18 on down.
Ecclesiasticus 6:18. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shall thou find wisdom till thine old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil.
Come unto her that ploweth and soweth, right? That means you got to get out there and work. When you go out there and plow and sow, that means you sweating, especially when the sun is beating down on you, man. Like over there in southern Italy, you see those guys working in the field. They're skinny as hell, right? But they're strong. They're sinewy, wiry. You know what they do? They eat all day. They eat all kind of stuff, but they drink that wine. They eat the fresh vegetables, and they drink that wine. They eat that Italian, that pasta, which is supposed to make you heavy, but they're working out there. I mean, you can't go out there and dig and sow and plant without sweating. So really, when you come into this truth, you got to sweat for this truth. You got to put in work for this truth. That's why we go out on the highways and the byways. That's why we're constantly on the web studying the scriptures. It's all about putting work and being passionate about it. And the word passionate means pain. That's what the word means. Go ahead.
For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon. She is very
her fruits are the breakdowns, man. Go ahead.
She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without...
Yeah, like the bird, the jailbird, he couldn't get it. That's why he got so messed up. And you really can't get mad at a guy like that. He went into something that he had no business being in, man. He delved into the truth. And he had no business being in the truth, man. And that became a trap and a snare to him, man. That's why he got carnal, man.
That's why you stare into a bright light. It's painful. You can't just look at the sun.
That's right. That's what he did. Well, he tried to look dead into the sun, and got burnt.
She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long.
So a lot of guys, and I had used a number of, when I went to going back to the main school, man, I done seen maybe 1,001 people come and go. I seen all kind of people come and go, man. I can look at a guy and say, he going to be here for about 3 months. That guy, he going to be here for about 1.5 years. That guy, he going to be here for 2.5 years. This guy going to be in here for 2 days. I mean, I wasn't always exact, but you can see that the guy, he had the spirit at first and he lost the spirit. You gotta maintain the spirit, man. You gotta maintain the spirit, but you maintain the spirit because the Most High put the spirit on you to maintain yourself. There's a word for it. It starts with an E, the elect. The only ones that's going to get this information is the elect. And keep it, and not take no breaks.
For wisdom is according to her name, And she is not manifest unto many.
She's not manifest unto many. That's why you got guys that come up against us because they're trying to figure out how it works, so to speak. How can I, that's what they're really trying to do, but they can't get it because you're not of the elect, man. The reason why Johanna are sold out because he's not of the elect. The reason why Comfy sold out is because he's not of the elect. Now there's going to be guys out there that went off that's going to come back into this thing. I mean, I can't point no fingers out. I could be wrong because it speaks about the prodigal son. But I wouldn't want to play that game. I wouldn't want to play that game, Well, look, I'm going to take 6 months off. I'm part of the elect anyway. Well, guess what? That means you're not of the elect. It tells you in Peter's, give diligent that you're calling an election sure. That's right. A break a break doesn't equate to the word diligence. Go ahead.
Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy feet, excuse me, and put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with.
Come unto her with thy whole heart. That means diligent. And when you watch those videos, the UFC videos, one thing about the UFC and MMA is that they train hard, man. They run up mountains. They doing some, over the hill shit, But there's one Jake that tells this story of this guy that wants to become great. I don't know if you heard that story, but he got that from a Greek during the time of Socrates. The guy said he wanted to be a great philosopher, but the sports people use that same story, and they said what happened was this great guru, whatever, sports guru or whatever, this guy came up to him and he says he wants to be great just like he wants to be great, right? How great he is. So what happened was he told him to go to the ocean and keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. He came up to the water about that high and he said, keep walking. He was under the water and the guy pushed his head down. And he thought he was about to drown. And he would have drowned if the guy wouldn't let go. So when he came up, he said, what was the thing that was in your mind? The main thing that was in my mind, getting out of that damn water, not to drown. Was you thinking of your woman? Hell no. Was you thinking of this? Hell no. What was the only thing in your mind? To not drown. That was his focus. He said, look, if you can apply that to whatever that you're into, you'll be successful. So that's the attitude you got to have with these scriptures. That's the attitude you got to have with these scriptures, with this truth. See, I've been in this thing for years, so I don't got to be all, be all in this reading every, I can break something down. I don't have to really kill myself to do it. But back when I was younger, all right, I was into it like that. There comes a point where you can kind of settle down because you have that experience.
Right. Even Most High can take the scriptures and make it where you say it in the speech to somebody as if you were talking from the scriptures.
That's right.
That's
right. Can I read this? Can I read this one real quick? This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 23. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister.
Go ahead.
Sirach 4:11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and whosoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and to them that love her the Lord doth love. Verse 15. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that entereth into her shall dwell securely. 16. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in his possession. He at the first shall Shalakia, for at the first she will walk with him by the crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline.
Like my son.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jeremy. Because he was raised up, and then he called himself not listening to me or you. All of a sudden now he's trying to inch his.
Yeah, he